With the rise of AI, many people have been using them to generate headshots, write their CVs, or even give self-introductions like these. But will AI really make my CV better? We're going to see which CV is better in the eyes of a recruiter. A CV I write entirely by myself, or one generated with the help of AI. So I usually try to arrange my CV loosely around what I think would be most interesting to employers. Right now, I haven't updated my CV in a couple of years. To try and have everything be in one page, right, I try to have a column of critical information and all the other content is on the other side. So I'll have contact details, skills, my name, what my job is. I start with my personal statement and then I go into experience and I arrange this chronologically. So based on most recent to least recent. And then after that, awards, achievements, and then to the sort of more fun stuff, personal interests or interests outside of work. I'll usually start by describing sort of what the role is. Covering business content with a specialization in manpower, jobs and careers, as well as AI and technology. I'll also try to go in and add in some descriptive words. For example, performed the role of liaison, I'll put effectively performed. I like the idea of a visual aid. If I'm talking about the languages that I speak, I'll have like a bar and then it'll be filled up based on fluency. So I know this is controversial, but I always try to include a photo in my CV. Because a lot of the roles that I perform tend to be sort of in the media, marketing, social media space. And I think it helps for the employer to have a rough sense of what I'm going to look like. I also always try to include a small section in my CV of out-of-office passions because I do gravitate towards jobs that are a bit more personality-driven. Honestly, I have no idea if recruiters care. Hello, it's me, the better version of Sue Ann. I'm going to make an AI CV to show humanity how it's done. There are a lot of services out there, but the one I happened to stumble upon is myperfectresume.com. This is about $30. There are two ways you can go about it. So you can create a brand new resume, or you can autofill with a pre-existing resume. It'll ask you to tell them about your most recent job, business correspondent. You can choose to automatically add in all the recommendations from the expert, or you can also manually select them. So let's see what AI is offering. So I'll just say add all recommendations. So this is what is recommended based on the title of correspondent. Some of the options that they've given me is met deadlines to provide relevant information quickly to staff and general public. Met deadline seems to be quite basic requirement. So I'm going to take that out and I will replace it with participated in editorial meetings to discuss story ideas and content. Actively participated. I like that. Delivered reporting with number percentage accuracy. It can't be anything less than 100, no? I'm just gonna put with accuracy. I don't know how to quantify accuracy. And I'm happy with that now, so I'm just gonna click next. And it will generate that work history summary for me. Voila. Now that both CVs were done, we went to human resource company Elites Group to help judge our little competition. So I'm here today with Chiru, who is from Elites Group, and she's an expert on all things HR. So Chiru, I've put together two CVs. One I did myself, and then one with the help of AI. Okay. So obviously, I'm not going to ruin the surprise for you. I won't tell you which is which. Please feel free to be super savage. Like, just tell me the things that are not good.
Oh, okay. I would think that the layout for the first CV is actually more captivating because in terms of the colours usage and I think the overall design. I realised some inconsistencies in the bulleting. Some is in a round bullet form. And,
right, okay.
Whereas for this, I can actually better read, because it's formatted properly. Personally, I thought that the second one is better because it includes some details in terms of skill sets.
It was always going to be me. Do not fight the future.
Now, some employers use AI tools to actually draw out key skill set from the resume using an ATS system. ATS is actually an applicant tracking system. When you upload your resume and profile into certain platforms, these are actually stored. And when HR professionals or hiring managers, they run a search, for example, if I'm looking for a compensation manager, I'll just key in and the system will actually pick out, based on your resume, do you have certain core skills that is already used in your profile? You have to actually first go through the AI system. Ensure your resume includes those keywords before your resume floats to the higher HR.
So it really is about using the right language.
Correct, yes. Copy and paste some of the job description into the AI platform and then identify some keywords in terms of skill sets they are looking at and weave it into your resume. If one is actually written manually, I think it's not too bad actually.
So would you hire this applicant?
I would say yes. I mean, at least invite for a chat. I mean,
Okay. That's what I wanted from this.
Correct. I thought both resumes, the whole layout is pretty clean, or be it a hiring manager or for HR, right? Because they read through like maybe hundreds of CVs per day. It's very important to really lay it out nicely and neatly.
What's your take on like extracurricular stuff?
Hiring managers often also ask about these aspects to understand the personality of the individual outside work, because they are more involved in team sports, then perhaps more of a team player. Definitely the photo helps. Please make sure that a nice headshot is included in the resume. If not, don't put it in.
Okay, so if it's bad, don't put it.
Yeah, correct.
Well, I certainly hope this episode was useful for you. It definitely was for me. At the end of the day, it's down to how you market yourself, but no harm using AI to give your CV a boost.
Flash, strike a pose.
I didn't expect it to change my image so much, but I think that if I wore this to office, I think my boss and colleagues wouldn't recognize me. What do you think of my new look?
For more great adulting tips, subscribe to our Head Start newsletter. You can find the link in the description below.